All right.
Hello, Kenny.
What's going on?
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me okay?
I hear you just fine.
Yup.
Perfect. I'm here. Monroe Jamison, Johnny Ringo, FWC representing. My God, it's been forever since I last talked to you guys.
It's
I
been a little
know
bit.
it's been a while. We've
Yeah.
missed you.
Yeah, I miss y'all too, and I appreciate y'all willing to let me record this audio, get caught up in everything with FWC. We got a lot to talk about. And Johnny, I know you're a Cubs fan. I want to talk
hmm
about your Cubs in a matter of moments, but we're going to talk mostly FWC. I got 15 minutes, so I'm going to make it count. Um, let's talk this match that Monroe had, Arizona against Lizzie. There was a lot of trash talking,
Oh yeah.
and that led up to it. And thanks to your hardcore fans out there making this match a reality, to avoid giving too much away, I will ask, what was it like going to Arizona, seeing her face to face, and about the fight? What was your thoughts about it?
Well, I mean, I think what I liked about it personally is it kind of encapsulates, what fans like about, all of this anyhow, which is, they like the real wrestling aspect, and then you have somebody like Lizzie Liz, and we've had this challenge series for a while where a woman can make a video and challenge one of our ladies, and Lizzie, right off the bat, in real life, really did think, and I'll go ahead and give the ending away because it's kind of important. And she thought that she could take on our best girl, and she really thought that she could win. And it was interesting. I mean, like even the confidence took me aback a little bit. It made me think, man, can this woman really do it? I mean, I've not seen such confidence. And when we got there, Monroe absolutely blew through her. And I mean, I'll give that away, but that's really the thing that I like the most about it is, we continue to show, whether it be someone random who challenges us, or whether it even be guys that try mixed wrestling against our ladies, that what we do is very legitimate. It is definitely, very real. It's very challenging, and it is something that you need to have the prerequisite skills to be good at.
Yeah.
So, that's what I would say about it. And, what would you say, Monroe?
Well, I mean, it was awesome because, of course, she was trash talking a lot, like you said, and posting these videos of her, lifting, a person doing, squats with a person on her back, and I am gonna spoil a little something. I found out it was like her daughter or something that's like 11 or something like that. So it kind of made me, kind of like shrug it off a little bit. I was like, okay. And when I first met her, I hugged her, and I knew kind of right off then that my scissors, she was not going to be able to not tap from them. And I was bound and determined. I mean, we drove 3 hours away, or three day drive to Arizona, and I was not going down easily, and I took her down. I rolled through her. It was great, and I felt good. I got her with a breast smother as well as the second fall, and that was awesome. Just because, as maybe you all know, she's got very large girls up top compared to me. So I kind of wanted to get her with her own move, kind of. So I don't know. She talked a lot of game though. She said she still wants to, now that she knows the moves and went up against the top girl, like she wants to try harder. So we'll see if we'll see her again. I mean, I don't know if I scared her off or what, but we'll find out. It was awesome though. Everyone should check out the Road to Lizzie Liz too. It's a free episode, and it's like kind of behind the scenes, and we have a lot of interviews in there, and you get to see mixed wrestling, what it's like. And
Monroe, it's a free FWC extra. It's
yes.
not an episode.
Oh, not an episode. I'm
It
sorry.
is not related to our ongoing story.
It's a free FWC
But
extra.
it is a free FWC extra, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So,
It's good stuff in there. So check it out.
FemaleWrestlingChannel.com is the website. Go check out the match for yourself. let the people know what you think of Lizzie. Do you think she has what it takes for more future matches, and will she even dare go up against Monroe again? Because from what I have not seen the episode yet, and I will at some point, but from what y'all telling me,
we'll send it to you after this.
Yeah, we'll send it to you after this.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can check it out, and we'll definitely send the link to the free FWC Extra as well. That's got a lot of interesting stuff about us and about the company in there. So it's very cool. It gets to see us in the kind of raw state too, which is kind of fun. So
that's absolutely awesome. And Johnny, I want to thank you for looking into these questionnaires. You've been wanting to get people's inputs, their thoughts.
That's amazing.
It has been amazing. Oh my gosh.
What will you consider the one thing that you've read the most? What people want to see the most from FWC, whether it's moves, whether it's more talent. Like, what is the one thing you've read from the questionnaires the most that you think people want to see the most?
I think the most, the biggest recurring theme is that they definitely want to see more matches, which, I absolutely agree with. And we're going to be able to provide, I have new ways to do that, which I didn't have at my disposal before. So we're really excited about that. The second thing that they really talked a lot about was most of them that if they took the time to fill out the survey, they obviously liked what we do to an extent. So most of them like our style right now. I think that, and this is kind of interesting for you too, Kenny, with you being in the pro wrestling world as well. The most surprising thing to me was a lot of people want the Boston Crab and the Camel Clutch added to our real wrestling moves. The question that I've posed back to everybody that I've not really gotten an answer on is, I've asked them if they've seen this at other competitive female companies. I mean, obviously we see it on WWE and we see it, and scripted and everything, but I mean, do you know anything about this, Kenny? I've not seen the Camel Clutch or Boston Crab used, and I think it's kind of dangerous for what we do. That's kind of my position. I mean, we've tried it in the past, and the girls weren't very comfortable with it. We haven't given it a really strong go. But what's your view on it? I mean, you're a pro wrestling guy.
I will say that the Camel Clutch, definitely a dangerous move, puts a lot of pressure on your back, put a pressure on the upper neck and things like that. And considering that y'all mostly mat base, if you will, I guess I don't see that being added to the moveset. Something that the ladies would be comfortable. One of the things I added on the questionnaire was a figure 4 leg lock. That seems to be a little bit dangerous as well, or whatever. But I don't think it's
possible. It's more possible. I mean, we, the main thing we try to avoid. I mean, obviously these girls aren't getting paid MMA or UFC, type money for one. And even if they were, I mean, it's kind of like WWE in the respects that we want to protect them, but we don't want to be paternalistic and make it to where it's not legitimate. So that's really kind of the balance that we're always trying to strike in a fair way, and it's trying to create like a fair handshake between the fans and the women themselves, in terms of what they're willing to do, how much they're willing to put on the line out there, and then from my standpoint, even if some of them are willing to do certain things, I have to ask myself, is it good for our company? Is it good for them long term? Do we want permanent injuries out of this? I mean, so the main things I usually try to protect are the lower back and the neck. I mean, those are kind of the things, like even like headlocks, we're getting ready to put a 3 count on them out there because, most of the time they're just not really necessary for what we do. And then, when they do it, they want to do neck cranks, a lot of times, and I just, they can obviously flip a girl over the headlock, and I know it's legal in, high school wrestling and collegiate and things like that, but, the more we're looking at it, I mean, I don't know. I don't really think that it's very necessary for, our moves and what we do and how we present our product.
I can understand that, and from the moves that I've seen, for the videos I've been able to watch, I mean, it's the moves are reasonable, and it's not going to cause too much harm, and I mean it works for you guys, and it works for the ladies that's participating. So I mean I guess it's a case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like
Yeah.
y'all are more comfortable with the moves that y'all already have, and just keep going with those moves for as long as the ladies are comfortable in doing so.
Well, if I
Um,
can add to it, I mean, what I would like to say is that, I mean, for the most part, they're uniquely female moves. I mean, like, most guys aren't going to use a breast smother. Most guys aren't going to use like a schoolgirl pin or a reverse schoolgirl pin. Normally in a wrestling match, most guys aren't going to use a leg scissors. So that's kind of how it's set up. It's set up, to have moves that benefit the female most, in a match situation, whether it be against another female or another guy. Um, the issue is that, like with all sports, I mean, there's always going to be ladies and individuals who want to get better or push the edge, and obviously the edge here is jujitsu, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu in particular, and obviously MMA, UFC, arm bars, triangle chokes, rear naked chokes, things that we don't allow right now. I mean, maybe there's a time that we do, but at the same time, just being out here and shooting all these matches myself and seeing these ladies' reactions and things like that. I mean, a lot of them, I'm going to tell them that when you put a rear naked choke on, you have to tap. I mean, like if it's well applied, and some of them just have so much fight and so much pride being on camera, they're not going to tap, and they're going to pass out, and then we're going to have a medical situation out here, and that's something so far we've been able to avoid. And I mean, it's not something that we'll be able to completely avoid, but at the same time, we have avoided it with some preventative thought. I mean, that's kind of like why things are the way they are, so we're not having that dangerous situation where potentially, I mean, that's what we hope, obviously. I mean, that's what we've tried to avoid. So that's why we don't do the advanced moves, at this time.
I totally understand. As from a fan standpoint, and just safety is definitely most important, and just whether it's mat wrestling, pro wrestling, any type of sport, it's about making sure everyone knows what they're getting themselves into, but at the same time, safety is definitely key.
It scares me. I mean, like, you look at all these pro wrestlers now, and I mean, they're on every single type of pain drug you can imagine.
Yeah.
Or they're, like, I remember, like, guys like Barry Bonds. I mean, he was, he was having to shoot up before, not steroids. I mean, he had to shoot
cortisone shots,
just to be able to walk out into the field. And, we're going to really try to avoid that here. I mean, we're even trying to look for a little bit more preventive safety, like around their knees and their elbows, and especially tops of their ankles are a big one. Tops of their feet really get torn up on these mats. And, I mean, I'm worried about, I don't know, we don't know the long-term impact of a lady scissoring somebody over and over and over, what that does to her knee, her joints, her ankles. And, these are all things that we want to try to get on top of, as quick as we can, because I don't feel like anyone else out there, at least in our industry, is really paying attention to it. If they are, I've not seen the research or, any talk about it. And, we want to try to get out in front of it, because, the last thing, it's going to happen, obviously, but the last thing we want is just to have, a lot of people having long-term injuries just because of their participation in this. I mean, there's got to be a way, so that's what we're going to work on.
Absolutely. One thing I noticed from the FWC that you have been at it, and one thing I noticed Monroe's been posting and you've been posting is mixed wrestling sessions.
Yeah.
In which that means fans have a chance to have like a training session, just as male and female, just to see what was it like to be in that environment and things like that.
We let them do a 5-fall match.
Yeah.
We let them do a full match. I mean, like, you know,
if it's one girl, if they choose like myself and my sister Jade, for example, it would be a best of 3 falls with each of us, and then for the remainder of the time we do 2 against 1. So us 2 against the guy, which is so much fun. It is a complete blast. The energy alone is just ridiculous with having a second roster girl there. So that's what we did with Callisto in New York. She did a great job. They're called mixed wrestling practices. Even though really it's kind of a match, you know. So that's what it boils down to, is just how they can hang with our moves. And
every single customer has been completely satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
And they've really, and what they keep relaying back is that, you know, they get to watch these girls on video and everything. It's one thing to watch this on video. It's another thing to watch it in live, in person, or to actually experience it. These women really go very hard out there, Kenny.
Oh, yeah. You're super strong.
They're they're very tough. I mean, so they, you know, and they have a chip on their shoulder. They always want to prove that to the guys that they wrestle. And, you know, so they usually bring their A game.
Oh, yeah. I've been taking on guys ranging anywhere from 125 pounds to 300-plus pounds.
Yeah.
You know, I dominated the guy that was 300-plus. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice feeling for sure. He was so shocked at how fast I was out there. That's what he just kept saying. You're so quick. You're so quick. You're so fast. It was, and they've all been amazing guys too. That's what's great. And you can learn more about it too if anyone is going to be listening to this. It's at femalewrestlingchannel.com/mixed. Pretty easy. So just check out all our details and stuff. So.
You know, Kenny, you're not very far away there in Kentucky.
No, you're not.
No.
He actually was kind of close not that long ago, but I missed his message.
I think Kenny's getting scared now. He just realized.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
He's like, wait a minute. He's like, you know, I'm not that far away. Wait a minute.
I mean, what had happened was, it is true, I was at Indiana a few weeks ago for a woman wrestling show. It's called Girl Fight. They do it like once every 2-3 months, and it's at Jeffersonville. And I've already checked the distance between Jeffersonville and West Lafayette, which is where y'all are at. Yeah. It's like a 3-hour drive.
I know.
So one of these days, either I come your way or you come my way. And considering that my work schedule has got me some time off on the weekends, you know, and Johnny has encouraged me, like, man, you need to try this mixed wrestling practice, man. So
it's true. They're awesome.
Look, and I will not underestimate your scissors, because.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. Trust me, I've had plenty of the guys that have said, "Man, I wish I could do this every week because it's such a good workout." Like,
that's really good.
I mean, it really is. Like, and everyone leaves happy. I mean, it's always we've got such a good group. I mean, we couldn't be more blessed, seriously. So.
Well,
nobody's blessed when they feel her. They're like, oh.
Well, I know
they think, oh, you know, I'd love to get squeezed by here. Ah! Oh! You know, like, whoops. Yeah. Well, welcome to the FWC, my friend.
Oh my! That's too great. So wait, what part of Kentucky are you in again?
I was at Frankfort. Now I reside in Lexington.
Wait a minute.
I'm in Lexington now. So
how far is Louisville?
Louisville to Lexington, that is about an hour drive, 10-minute drive from Lexington.
Is that? I'll have to talk with you later, but yeah, we might be coming down. Yeah, we'll be coming down to Louisville, Kentucky. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to tell you about that.
Well, Johnny and Monroe, thank you for your time.
Kenny, I gotta say one more thing.
Yeah.
Monroe Jamison is the new competitive female champion for the Female Wrestling Channel.
Well deserved. Congratulations.
Things will be getting a little bit more interesting because we got some really good ideas for this belt that I don't think you've seen anywhere else. So
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's gonna be awesome. I don't know if you saw the newest episode, but
Yeah.
that one is free as well, and it explains a lot. So I am crowned the champion in it. Finally!
I
Woohoo!
mean, I'm just going to say that, like, I know a lot of companies like to, have a lot of belts, and I think that when they do that, they devalue the champion. And, at our company, we're not going to do that. There's going to be one champion. And, girls that are competitive wrestlers from all over the world, we're going to be giving them a shot at that belt as well. So it's going to be a truly worldwide belt, and that is definitely our plan for it. And we got some really good ideas to go along with that. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'll definitely check out the latest episodes for sure. Monroe, again, congrats. Well deserved.
Thank you. I think so too.
Yes. And when we can make it happen, I definitely want to interview more ladies. I know it's been a while, and I know you wanted to help these girls develop, evolve a little bit before we do the interviews, and I understand that. So I'll give the ladies all the time they need, and definitely next year. I'll say this: next year, hopefully they'll be more developed and everything is up running for them.
Yeah. Kenny would have one of them on and be like, "So what's the price for membership at the Female Wrestling Channel?" They're like, "What's a membership? We have memberships." Yeah, I'm like, uh-oh. Obviously I just didn't get a chance to talk to some of them. So yeah, we got to pre-vet them a little bit, or make sure, because we
checklist.
My thing is I tell them a lot of stuff, but it's just so hard for them to retain it. I always tell everybody I wish that they'd make a USB drive for brains, so I could just put one in mine and put it in theirs, and then, snap my finger and get to it. We wouldn't have to, do all this training and all this back and forth and reminding and, reinforcing and, but, we all do that no matter where we work. So it's just a process.
Absolutely.
Follow a good process. So.
Good talking to you both. And now
Kenny.
that I hear the Louisville news, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And y'all take care of yourselves. Again, FemaleWrestlingChannel.com is the website. Go check out the episodes. Be a sponsor, and just be involved. Check out the videos. There's no other company that's making you check out the latest episomes, viewing them for free. So and
real female wrestling.
Yeah, will.
Competitive.
Excuse me. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Real female competitive wrestling. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night, Kenny.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, God.